Hi folks, this is Coloring Chemist. My name is Connie and welcome back to my channel. A few people commented on a previous video that I did where I showed my metallic and glitter media, where I included some winter scenes and winter footage from just outside my house, my property here, with some music that's done by my daughter, that they really liked it. So I thought I would include the same thing here for my winter and Christmas themed books and pages collection video. Now, if you don't want to watch this sort of thing, I totally understand. You can jump to about the 3-minute mark, but I'll put the exact timestamp down in the video description below, and then you can just start the video there. But for those of you who like to watch, these are just some pictures from around my property. We have a quarter section, 160 acres, and the music is something my daughter just recently recorded for me. It's her rendition of In the Bleak Midwinter. She just does it herself. She sits down at the piano, she knows the tune she wants to play, and she just makes up an accompaniment to go with it. She's pretty amazing. Some of the animals you might see in the video are friends of mine that I've had to say goodbye to in the last year and a half. We had some Great Pyrenees dogs. I just had to say goodbye to my horses this past fall, so it's bittersweet pictures for me, but some sweet memories there too. All right, so enjoy, and like I say, I'll put the timestamp in the video below if you want to skip ahead and just start looking at the books. Hey everyone, this is Coloring Chemist. My name is Connie, and welcome back to my channel. Well, it's another long chatty video. This is going to be a look at my winter and or Christmas coloring books and pages in coloring books that I have. Also, a quick look at some PDFs that I have along those same lines. So, before I begin, I always forget to say this. If you like what you're seeing on my channel, please consider subscribing, clicking that like button, hitting the notification bell so you get notified when I put up new videos, leaving a comment. All of those things are great for my channel. And also, if you know of anyone, in real life or on your social media channels that you think might enjoy my kind of content. Some of it is chemistry related. As many of you maybe know, I am also a chemistry teacher. That's my day job. So I really love the mashup between chemistry and art. And yeah, so some of it's chemistry related, some of it's just straight up coloring related. But if you know of anyone who might like this, feel free to steer them over to my channel. So I thought I would begin with these two books. These are both by Jen Racine. I believe she's a Canadian illustrator. I could be wrong on that, but I think she is. And she puts out books that are, they're Amazon printed, but I believe she also has an Etsy store, so you can purchase PDF versions of these books if you want to print them yourself. And I wanted to include these two books, not because they were specifically winter or Christmas, but they're cozy. And to me, wintertime here in central Canada, it's cozy, right? You've got, I mean, we get snow guaranteed pretty much where I am by December. I don't think, between where I grew up, where I went to university, and where I am living now, I have never not experienced a white Christmas. And I am in my 50s, and every Christmas I've ever experienced has been white. So there's snow. So it's cold. It can often, where I'm here living now, it can get down to minus 40 Celsius or Fahrenheit. That's the same temperature. So winter to me, just, it's cozy. It's about tea. It's about warm sweaters and blankets and reading books and coloring and candles. And so I thought I would include these books as just sort of cozy books because I felt that they were kind of wintry in that sense. So this is a little, oh, and I'm going to mispronounce this. This is a Swedish word. Lagom. Swedish, I'm half Swedish. You'd think I should have this, should be in my blood somehow, but Swedish is it's a very kind of sing-songy language. So lagom, I probably got that wrong. I apologize if I have any folks watching from Sweden. So it's the Swedish art of living with just the right balance. Not too much, not too little. It means finding enjoyment in simple things like a great cup of coffee or tea, a warm fire, crafts, collections from nature, reading, and many other things. This coloring book is meant to inspire and promote the feelings of relaxation that the lagom lifestyle brings. So it's Scandinavian folk art inspired. Some of them have grayscale detail. And I think, is there 2 copies? There might not be on this one. I think her other book does. But yeah, this is the kind of, I won't flip through them all. If you want to see full flip throughs of any of the books that I showed today, just let me know in the comments and I can do that for you. But I mean, that's not exactly wintry, although it's lemons. To me, that's kind of a winter thing. Kind of Scandinavian folk art. This is the crafts they were talking about. But, here you've got knitting. This one is along the same lines. You might be more familiar with this phrase. Hygge, which is a Danish word, I believe. Yeah, Danish word for acknowledging a feeling or moment of cozy contentment and well-being. This feeling is found through enjoying the simple things in life, such as a hot cup of coffee or a scrumptious treat, the warmth of candlelight, a sleeping pet, a warm sweater or crafts, and lush houseplants. So this is the same kind of idea. This one to me felt a little more wintry. This one does have 2 sets. I don't think the Lagom book did. There's a page that I colored. But yeah, just cozy. Not necessarily winter. Although, you've got sweaters. That's more spring, I guess. Colored that one as well. This one felt very Christmassy to me. But yeah, I just thought that those 2 books were yeah, just a way to start off the look at our Christmas and winter books. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to look at the books that I have that the whole book is either winter or Christmas. And then I'll take a look at the books that have just pages. This, of course, is Rita Berman's lovely Meine Winterspaziergang. So please forgive my German there. So My Winter Walk, I think it translates to. And of course, you guys have probably all seen this. I've got a few colored images in here, but yeah, there's just lots of, and I should also say, I know I've got some viewers from Australia, and I know that for you guys, and it must frustrate you guys to no end, because, we're looking at things like this and saying, ooh, Christmas, ooh, winter. This is not what your winter looks like, is it? Your winter, of course, is the opposite of ours. Your winter is sunny and hot and all kinds of things. So that must be very frustrating for you guys. We, of course, are approaching this from a very Northern Hemisphere viewpoint, centric view. We shouldn't do that. But this is what my Christmas and my winter looks like, so yeah. There's a nice little page in here that's an advent calendar. I should color that this year. Yeah, some pages that I've done there. page that I've done there. So that's Rita Berman's winter. And this is sort of winter and Christmas combined, because I think there are some Christmas images in there as well. I have two books here that are Creative Haven. They're older books. One of them is called Winterscapes, and the other is Snowflake Mandalas or Mandalas. So the Winterscapes book is Jessica Mazurkowicz, and it's kind of sort of repeating patterns, but sort of not, if that makes sense. So you can see, you know, there's holly here, but it's not a repeating pattern in the sense that it's exact. You know, she's turned things, but I mean, it's still, it's all holly, right? Here you've got, looks like maybe an Arctic fox. Again, repeating, like this image I think is a mirror of that one, but not exactly the same. I don't think I've colored any in here. I just thought it was interesting. Snowflakes. Hot chocolate. So that's Winterscapes, Jessica Mazurkowicz. And this is Snowflake Mandalas or Mandalas. And this is Marty Noble. I've colored a few in here. Usually these kinds of things I tend to do either all glitter metallic gel pen, or I'll do some alcohol marker and the rest glitter metallic gel pen. So here, you know, the background is sort of alcohol marker. Here's another one. I don't know if you can actually see the colors. This one, I like this color palette. It's kind of blues and then dark grays, kind of warm grays, but I don't know, and then white. Kind of reminds me of birch trees in wintertime. But yeah, and then we've got just mandalas, snowflake mandalas. I do like mandalas. You know, once you've decided on your color palette and you've decided on the, you know, what color certain elements are going to be, you can just turn your brain off, put on an audiobook and just zone out, listen to the audiobook and color. So this is a book that I've seen a few times, but not that often. And it's too bad because it's really, really a lovely book. This is Winter Wonderland by Flora Waycott. And I believe she's a UK artist. I think you can still get this on Amazon, and you can get it on Amazon Canada, I know. I think you can get it on Amazon US, maybe. But it just has, it's a bigger book. Like, it's probably the size of, looks to be about the size of a Joanna Basford book, right? Kirby Rosanis, that kind of size. And it has quotes, some wallpapery pages, but also images. Oh my goodness, it's hard to fit the whole book on the screen here. That's as zoomed out as I can be. Heaven is under our feet, as well as over our heads. And then in the back, I think she's got a listing of all the quotes, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of, you know, images, some wallpapery pages. It grew wondrous cold, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. There's some images there. I like that one. Sort of almost a Scandinavian-ish feel, but not, I don't know. Tobogganing, a little bit of Zendoodly, snuggling, or some mittens. Winter. I wonder if the snow loves the trees and fields, that it kisses them so gently. Lewis Carroll. All you need is tea and warm mittens. So yeah, just some really, really nice images. Winter Wonderland to color, Flora Waycott. So yeah, I really like this book. Again, if anyone wants a full flip through of this, I can certainly do that. It's not a new book, but it's and just the color palette and the cover. Really love that. This one is, I don't know, I just thought I'd throw this in here. It's a recent one I got. It's 50 Winter Mandalas, color by number, such and such diva. I think I mentioned before, sometimes I'm a teacher, of course, chemistry teacher, and it takes a lot out of your brain. And as relaxing as just plain mandalas are, sometimes color by number is even more relaxing because I don't have to think about anything. I don't think I've done anything in here yet. But it's, yeah, it's just all color by number. So there's that one. Now I think we get into the Christmas books. Got this last year. This is by Top Publishing, German book, and Golden Advent Calendar to color, maybe sort of loose translation there. So there's 24 images, not just images though, and it was neat because, and of course these Top books also, they always start with you know, some how to color kind of stuff there, warm and cold colors. Because this was last year, I opened it. Every Advent page was 2 pages together, and then it was perforated. So for every day of Advent in December, you had to just sort of run your finger along there, and then the perforations came apart, and then you could see what that day, whether it would be coloring, or sometimes it was a coloring, but it was also like a craft. So again, this is all in German, but I think the pictures are fairly self-explanatory. So you would color or just cut out. No, I think they want to color. Ausmalen. I think that's color. And then you would cut this out. You would kind of curve it up into a ball, and then it would form like a little ornament. And so every day you had, sometimes you had a quote here. So then day number 2. And I apologize if I'm ruining the surprise on this. I won't show you all of them. But it was for last year, and I think they put out a new one every year. I could be wrong on that, though. This looks to me like just a coloring page. So you would have an image here to color, another quote, and so on. And then you've got goes all the way to 24. All of the Top books tend to have a really, really, it's like chipboard in the back. And this one is illustrated by Ursula Schwab. And the binding on these books is different, right? You can see it looks like this has come away from the spine, but it hasn't. That's how it's bound. And so because the cover, the spine part of the cover isn't stuck to the glue here, this opens super flat with no effort, right? Which is nice when you're doing these coloring pages, right? I mean, that's flat. So yeah, here's that one. We have R.J. Hampson, Christmas, Tiny Homes, coloring book, plus the bonus 3D village to color and build. I don't think I've colored in this one. I know you're going to see so many uncolored books, and I feel badly. I feel guilty, but I'll get to them. Bill, I'll get to them. So this is the part with all the Christmas village, which you can color and cut them out and make yourself. If you're going to do this, you could do it on this paper, but this is just Amazon paper. It's pretty thin. I don't know. If I were going to do this, I would probably photocopy these onto cardstock and then do that. This I got from Amazon US. I'm not sure why. Sometimes I order, if I'm putting in an order for something I can't get in Amazon Canada, I'll sometimes just throw a couple of these books on too. But in my previous videos, you saw that the paper anyway from North Haven, Connecticut is not that great. Yeah, and then we've got the coloring book part in the front. Lots of fun images there. I have 3 books from Karen E. Myers. I've got A Mystical Lands Christmas, Mystical Lands Christmas Book 2, and then A Mystical Lands Christmas Book 3. I haven't done any coloring in these yet. I would like to. There are 2 images, so there's doubles in each book. And she's just got a very whimsical style, but it's very unique. I think I would probably recognize it, even if her name wasn't on it. Every picture usually has a title. So it's Good Cheer Guest House. Usually a lot of elves and mushrooms and fairies, fairy bridges, Crystal Folk Christmas. So yeah, And then we've got book 2, Holiday Mouse House, The Sweet Factory, Starfield Cottage, Mystical Lands Express. Yeah, there's Holiday Mouse House again. Christmas Card Cottage. These are all Amazon printed as well. These ones are from Bolton, Ontario, from Canada. Yep. Snow Garden Place. Lapis Lantern Tree. Cozy Hollow House. So just very, very nice, sweet images. These Amazon printed books, I like using softer colored pencils, pencil crayons. So Prismacolor, Holbein's work nicely. Sometimes I will base with Pitt pens. Even on the Amazon paper, the Canadian paper anyway, it works okay. Every image, she's got this kind of border, almost like a Celtic kind of braid. And the border goes into the spine, which is nice because, I don't know if you can see that, that means that even if her images go fairly close to the spine, I don't have to color right in the spine because that border is there. So I like that. I don't have to fight, you know. It looks like it goes into the spine, but actually right in the spine is that little bit of this kind of Celtic knot border. So, those, oh, sorry, I knocked you. Those 3 books, Karen E. Myers. I have this little book. I picked it up last year, I think. Mary Tanana. And it's Christmas to color, 10 postcards, 15 gift tags, and 10 ornaments. And the whole thing is printed on card. So you've got ornaments that you can color and then cut out. You've got some gift tags you can color and then cut out. You've got postcards here in the front. It reminds me a little bit, like that reminds me a little bit of Joanna Basford, but I don't think it's a, you know, I don't think she's, this isn't one of those cheap rip-off, not at all. Because this is HarperCollins. I think it just, she might have just a little bit of a similar style, that's all. Dala horses, Scandinavia. Yeah, just some nice images. It's good, thick cardstock. There you go, just a little wee book, postcard book, Christmas to color. I have this, which is old. I think I bought this when my daughter was young. It's Joan O'Brien. It's a Dover coloring book. Now, Dover is the same company that puts out Creative Haven, but this isn't under the Creative Haven. Maybe this was even before Creative Haven. I don't know. It's just a Dover coloring book, Christmas Around the World coloring book. But I thought it was kind of neat. I mean, you've got images from different countries that explain, you know, Christmas in Great Britain, Denmark, Finland, Belgium, China. Well, it does say, although the majority of Chinese are not Christians and do not celebrate Christmas, for those that do. I mean, I don't know how, when was this published? 2003? That's 20 years ago. So maybe a lot of these statements ring a little odd nowadays, but I just thought it was an interesting book. Pictorial Archive series. I, of course, have Joanna's Christmas. This is the UK edition. I also have the US edition. I know it's the UK edition because of the coloring spelling, the OU. That's how we would spell it in Canada as well, but that's the UK spelling of... I just like the paper better. When I use my Pitt pens to color, they go down much better on the UK paper. It's smoother, but the images are the same. The paper color itself is a little bit more ivory. The US edition is a little bit whiter, but I know. Oh, there's something I've colored. Everyone has seen these, right? Seen these images. So yeah, Joanna's Christmas. I do love Joanna Basford. She has an inky advent calendar that I colored last year. I might print it out and color it again. It's free. I will try and remember to put a link down below. Yeah, I mean, there's some really great free stuff out there for coloring at Christmas time. And this is one of them. So it's a little inky advent calendar, 24 little images to color, which is, I mean, wonderful, right? Sometimes you just don't have time, particularly at, holiday time, to color a whole page every day. But each little image, give it a color. Do have a George Tefexis Christmas color by number. Again, I'm not really a fan of the color palette they choose sometimes for these. I don't know if I've colored any. I think I've pulled some out of here and then photocopied them maybe. I might have them somewhere else, just to have a little bit better paper. But yeah, you've got the color palette. I don't know where the color palette is. Side cover here maybe? Sorry if you could hear that. There was a school bus went by. Yeah. And then there's the colored images there. Sometimes an odd color palette. He works a lot of magentas and purples in there with the red and green, which is okay. But you know what? Not to say you'd have to follow on any color by number. You can totally make up your own color palette too, right? This is another color by number. Christmas mandalas, such and such diva. And I don't know. Oh yeah, I have done some. These color palettes are kind of odd too. Purple and pink. But sometimes you just don't want to think. And that's what these are great for. I have this little book. This is illustrated by Good Wives and Warriors. Escape to Christmas Past. So this is a square book, but it's smaller. Right? You can see... There's the Joanna Basford book, right? You can see how much smaller it is. It's a Puffin classic book in the UK. The paper is quite yellow. I don't know if it was meant to be that yellow. It looks like it's almost yellowed more along the very edge. So I'm thinking it's not acid-free paper and it's yellowing because it's... Although that edge should have been in the back of my bookshelf. I don't know. It does have a bit of a story. So, yeah, every so often on pages there's a little bit of text. So it's Ebenezer Scrooge is a mean old man who hates everything, especially Christmas. On Christmas Eve, Scrooge is taken on an eerie journey. So for any of you that know Christmas Carol story. And then it's illustrated to color. So Good Wives and Warriors is the creative partnership established by Becky Bolton and Louise Chappell, after graduating from the Glasgow School of Art. I haven't colored in that one either, but I should. It's very nice. I searched for this one forever. And this is John Bigwood, and it's A Million Christmas Cats. Now, this is in Spanish. You could not find the English version of this book for love nor money. I mean, it was just nowhere. There were copies on Alibris for like $100, and I thought, I'm not paying $100 for this book. So I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and finally on Book Depository, Dear Departed Book Depository, last year, I think, I found the Spanish version of this for, a reasonable price. It was $13.99 or something like that. So I grabbed it because I love the images in here. This is stitch bound. It's got the greatest images. And I mean, the fact that it's a Spanish book makes no difference to the images because there's no, even the English, I mean, that says Express. So I don't think they've changed. Oh, no, they did. Okay, I lied. So the wording here, like Feliz Navidad, so you've got Spanish wording. It doesn't matter. I think it's kind of fun, actually. Now that song's in my head. Mior instead of Dior because the cat's gone shopping. That's funny. But yeah, you just could not find this book, the English version. But for some bizarre reason, printed in Spain, I don't know if the paper's any different, but the Spanish version was there, so I grabbed it. So if you can still find this, or even try looking for the Spanish version, I can show you. I haven't been showing you the ISBNs, but I think most of those are fairly easy to find. Here's the ISBN for that one. If you can find the Spanish version, go for it. What else? I should show you the ISBN for this little postcard book if you'd like. I think a lot of them were Escape to Christmas Past. I can show you because that's a different one or a unique one. And Joanna's Christmas is fine. Probably I can show you the ISBN for the Advent calendar if you want. Advent calendar book. And then maybe I'll just show you that Winter Wonderland one, because that's probably the only other one that might be tougher to find. So this one. There's your ISBN there. Sorry, should have been doing that all along. All right. Just a couple more Christmas books, and then we'll go on to the ones where there's just pages. This is one of those simple 1, 2, 3 books, Christmas Color and Frame. It's spiral bound. It's got coloring ideas, color palette inspiration in the back and front. Some of the pages are simpler than others. I think that's pretty simple. It's nice that it's spiral bound. So, you know, the lie flat. There's a llama sweater. Oh, here's some chickadees I did with alcohol markers. There's that one. This is another UK book that I picked up. It's the Coloring Book of Cards and Envelopes Christmas by Rebecca Jones. It's National Trust book, so I'm assuming probably, and this is a big book, some of this, oh, I can show you the ISBN for this one. Some of the proceeds for this maybe go towards the National Trust in the UK. But this is, it's by Nosy Crow. I think that's the company, publishing company. It's got stickers in the back, but then it's got, I'm sorry, it's hard to turn pages here and not bang the camera. These are envelopes. I don't know if you can see, there's like score marks and perforations so that, and then it's just wallpaper on the back, but you can color and then tear this out and then glue it closed and you'll get an envelope, and there's envelopes to match each image, I think. So all these at the back here, they're all envelopes. So the paper is, it's not card, but it's good quality paper. So those are all the envelopes. And then the cards are here. So there's 2 cards, 2 page. There are perforations between the 2. And then there's a score mark, so you can fold that over. So you've got a cover image, that would be the back, colored for you by. And then you've got interior images that you can color as well. And the illustrations are adorable. The little mouse and the bird. I haven't done any here yet, but definitely would like to. So yeah. I mean, even you wouldn't have to give them to people if you didn't want to. You could just keep them for yourself, but 2016 is the copyright date on here, so not a new book. But I just really like the images. Very cartoonish. And then at the start here, it's how to make your cards and envelopes. It gives you some instructions there, particularly how to fold the envelopes. Yeah. So that's that coloring book of cards and envelopes. I've got Nice Little Town Christmas 2. I don't have 1. I don't know why. But this is Tatiana Bogima Stolova. Yep. I don't know if it's Bogima or Bogema. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. But you guys have seen the Nice Little Town books. The mice. I think book 1 doesn't have mice. I think maybe that's why I didn't get it. Because I'm not a fan of the Little Town books that don't have the mice. I like the mice ones. So I think maybe that's why I only have 2. I have The Mice Before Christmas, Wendy Edelson and Anne L. Watson. This is a very lovely book, and it's got a story. So it's technically a storybook, but you know, you could certainly, yeah, it calls it a coloring book. I know Karen Zucchini Kitty did some coloring in this last year. She did a wonderful, wonderful job. Lots of grayscale. On the back, you've got color palettes for all the mice. If you want to copy those, you can do your own. The paper is not, it's okay paper. It's not like cardstock, but it seems okay. And then just 4 more. I've got Matchstick Mouse, Christmas coloring book. I don't think I've colored in this one yet, but I would like to. Of course, you'll know what Matchstick Mouse looks like. She is so cute. It's a she. It's a little mouse. If you look at Morgan O'Brien's website, he does say it's a she. Little witch mouse. So there's Matchstick Mouse Christmas. Then I have Christmas Gnomes. This is Teresa Goodrich's newest one, I think. Cute gnome images. I've got Teresa Goodrich Country Christmas. I know there's so many uncolored images here. And I have Angela Porter Entangled Christmas. And these are more Zen-doodly, but sometimes they're easier just, I don't know, I don't feel the pressure to do, you know, kind of elaborate shading and stuff on these kinds of images. I feel more, they're almost like mandalas. You can just sort of relax and use, you know, gel pens kind of thing. And that is it for books that are just, you know, the whole thing is either winter or Christmas. Future editing Connie here. I just wanted to film just a quick little insert here. These books I received after I had filmed the bulk of the winter Christmas book pages video, so I just thought I would stick these in. These are 2 new Matchstick Mouse books. This Matchstick Mouse, a winter coloring book, as of today, which is November 15th, 2023, is not yet available on Amazon as a pre-printed bound book, but it is available on Morgan O'Brien's Ko-fi page. So if you're like me and you're impatient and you don't want to wait, you can get a PDF copy and then you can print it out on whatever paper you like. This one is available on Amazon. This is a companion book to a little picture storybook that Matchstick Mouse that Morgan O'Brien had put out last year, I believe. And the storybook has the same title, Merry Little Christmas, but this is Merry Little Christmas coloring book. So it's the same images that are in the storybook, but the color has been taken out so that you can color. This comes on the premium Amazon paper, and it's also overprinted so that the whole page has like a textured look. It's not actually, it looks like watercolor texture, but it's not actual texture. It's just printed on there. But it makes for a nice kind of oatmeal, kind of off-white, grayish background to color on. And yeah, so these are also two winter Christmas books that that are in my collection that I'm very excited to color in. I thought I'd go through now some books that you might have in your, and you might have some of those in your collection as well, but books you might have in your collection where you might not realize there are winter, or you might, I mean, you've gone through the books, right? You might not realize there are winter or Christmas images in them. For a Song, R.J. Hampson. There's a winter image right there. So I thought that was kind of neat. You've got, yeah, I mean, that's, well, again, I should say winter in the Northern Hemisphere, right? Because you've got snow, snow-covered trees, that sort of thing. So we've got R.J. Hampson. Also, R.J. Hampson, Lost and Found. I thought this was a good, cool winter image. So it almost looks, you've got the dog looking into the dryer, and it says Land of Lost Socks, but this is winter, right? You've got snow on the trees. This almost looks like a Narnia to me. So I just thought that could be a winter image. Teresa Goodrich does have that Christmas Gnomes book, but in Gnome Sweet Gnome, she also does have a Merry Christmas image there. And I think, is that the only one? Nope, there's a Christmas image there. So even if you only got this book, say you didn't want to get the full Christmas book, because this also has, I believe, like there's a Valentine's image, there's summertime images. I thought there was a fall or a Halloween image in here too. I could be wrong on that. Life's Better by the Campfire. There's spring. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Be My Valentine. So there are 2 Christmas images in Gnome Sweet Gnome. So you can find some images there. This is a beautiful book, Claire Therese Gray, Woodland Watercolor. So the coloring portion of this is printed on 200 GSM watercolor paper. And there are some beautiful sort of winter images in here. You've got this deer with, you know, there's some holly in here. I mean, this could be fall as well, but I just thought with the holly berries and leaves, you could turn that into a wintry feeling image. You've got here, I'm not sure if they're pigeons or doves, but again, holly. Now, I mean, there's leaves, ivy leaves and things here too, but that looks like mistletoe to me. And then this one could be winter if you live somewhere where it doesn't snow. Because you've got holly leaves and what have you down here. You've got ivy and some other things, some pheasants. I mean, maybe this is more fallish, but maybe this is what winter looks like where you are. It's not, doesn't look like that where I am, but yeah, a couple images in there. This is an older book by Color It, and it was Colorful Seasons. I don't know if they still sell this or not. 4 amazing artists. But this has a whole section that is winter, right? It's 4 seasons. So it starts off with New Year and then just goes through. You've got images. I won't go through them all. Yeah. There's kind of a snow globe kind of a thing. And then Merry Christmas, little truck. And then we're on to spring. So yeah, a quarter of that book would be Christmas and winter images. I've got 3 Lulu Mayo books here that I thought had winter-ish images in them. So here we've got kind of polar bears and these look like tiny little killer whales, but with snowflakes on them. So I thought that was a neat winter image. Maybe one that you didn't realize was in A Million Cute Animals. A Million Kawaii Cuties, which I think in the UK is called A Million Sweet Things. I think they're the same book, though. This is the US version because of the spelling of color, but I think A Million Sweet Things is the same book. And then we've got the very last page here. You've got some penguins in a sardine tin. Thought that could be winter. A Million Little Monsters, weirdly. I think you've got a wintry image there where you've got, you know, she's got, I'm not sure if those are earmuffs or that's her hair, but it looks to me like, now maybe that's slime dripping from the trees, but you could turn it into like frost or snow. I don't know, maybe. And then we've got, it looks like a gingerbread house. Now to me, gingerbread house says Christmas time, you know. Yeah, so I thought maybe you could turn that, well, it's got a candy cane right there. So that might be a Christmassy winter image there. This one you might have seen in my look at fall and Halloween pages. This is a book by Jane Madej, and it's grayscale. And the reason I purchased it was because it has a whole bunch of information at the front about how to color grayscale, which I thought was really, really handy. And then it's got images to color, which are pretty heavy grayscale. Well, not heavy grayscale, but there's a lot of grayscale. It's not dark grayscale, put it that way. But there's one with chickadees and snow. There's one with a cardinal and a kitten sleeping in a mailbox. And then at the back, she gives you colored examples. So there's chickadee tea, right? There's that one. There's a cozy nap, so that's very Christmassy. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting book. I haven't shown you ISBNs for any of those because I think all of those are fairly common books. But I can show you the ISBN for this one if you're interested. Two postcard books here. This is Waltzes for the Seasons. So this is Kinoko Aguso, right? I think it is. And these are just postcards. So you've got some Christmassy kind of postcards there. Christmassy winter ones there. And you guys, again, have probably seen this before. There's a larger one. So these were all postcards that were sort of typically postcard size. There was 2 images on each page. This is all just one big image. This reminds me, a couple of years ago, we had to say goodbye to our dogs. And they were Great Pyrenees. Actually, they were Great Pyrenees crossed with Akbash. But that's what that dog reminds me of, is a Great Pyrenees. Really miss those dogs. And then at the very back, there's some tiny little cards. And I thought there was a Christmassy one there. Christmassy one, well, maybe fallish one there. But I can give you the ISBN for this, in case you've not seen it before. Sorry, I hope that's not too blurry. And then we've got this Eerie postcard book. And there are actually, I believe in this book, you've got 2 cards, but they're the same. Whereas in the Kinoko Aguso book, you had 2 different images. But so I already tore one of these out. But the other one that was here looks like that Christmas tree. And then there's this, the girl skating. Very wintry. It's nice to get 2 copies, which is why on the front it says 16 and 32, so I'm assuming they're saying 16 images, but 32. 16 different images, 32 images total. Oh, I'll show you the ISBN, although you guys maybe are familiar with that one. This is a color by number. It's one of those Japanese puzzle color by number books. So you've got a whole bunch of spaces, some of which are all the same color but side by side. So it's meant so that when you look at it, you're not exactly sure what you're looking at until it's colored, right? That's why it's a puzzle book. I like it. It's certainly got some, I think I showed you some of the images I've done in here. Like there's a fall one that I did. In terms of, you know, color by number, I think it's you know, it's more involved and more, I think it gives you a better image. I like doing these with acrylic paint pens. It gives you a better image than some other color by numbers. And then it gives you all of the answers at the back. So there's a gorgeous winter one there. There's a beautiful winter one there. There's a nice winter one there, I think. There's a really beautiful Christmas one there with cardinals and holly. Yeah. I think I got this off of Etsy. I'll give you the ISBNs there. You might be able to get it off of Amazon Japan. The paper in it's, you know, it's quite good. It's not card, but it's not thin paper. We, of course, have the Romantic Country books. 1, 2, 3. Each of these has either winter or Christmas images. This one, I think, to me, says winter because you've got your bare trees. It looks to me like this is all sitting in snow. So I would color that as a winter image. This is Merry Christmas, Best Wishes. So that's pretty obviously Christmas. There's another Christmas one there. The snowman. Well, winter wouldn't have to be Christmas, I guess. So this was all the first tale. The second tale has a lovely double page, sorry, probably can't even fit that in, lovely double page spread for Christmas. It's got nutcrackers and Christmas trees. That'd be gorgeous. And I think that's the only one I marked in here. I don't think there was any, sorry, and if I missed any pages in any of these books, I do apologize. And the third tale, the other two I got the English edition. I could not find the English edition of the third tale, but I did find the Japanese edition on Etsy, so I purchased that. The paper is a little different. But we've got posting box letters to Santa Claus here. And then another gorgeous double page spread. Nutcrackers, Christmas trees. I don't think this is a double page spread, but both these pages I would say are you know, winterish. You've got the boys out in the snow here. Maybe they're looking for a Christmas tree. And then you've got a castle here, snow, ice skates. This double page spread had sort of a combination of, you know, you've got To My Valentine up here. This looks Valentine, but then it's got Merry Christmas. It's got like a reindeer here. Some smaller Christmas images there. This looked very wintry to me, and this, very wintry. I interpreted that as footprints in the snow. Christmas cookies. I think that's all that was in there. And then I also have this eerie book, which is this the Fairy Tales book? I think it is. I apologize if it's not. But you've got some snowflakes, kind of wintry themed there. I'm not sure if that's an elf. I'm not really sure what fairy tale that is. But then you've got a really adorable Christmas picture there with cats from the Christmas tree. I think that's it for this one. Two of these books, and I'm not sure if the series has a name, but you've got the Ururi Mouse here and then the little bunny here. Ururi Mouse, of course, kind of goes seasonally, and so beginning here you've got the winter season, right? And so all the pages sort of beyond this would be winter, or there's a cute little advent calendar. Really nice small images. I should keep that in mind. There's another, I think they're called Dala horses, Swedish. You tend to see those a lot around Christmas. They're usually made of like straw. Another Dala horse. Yeah, so all of these are either wintry or Christmas kind of themed. It's art supplies, but I mean, there's a little Christmas tree. I still think it's wintry Christmas, because I think he's making his Christmas cards. I think that's the whole point. And he's got his supplies. Like a Christmas party. Some of the things they ate at their Christmas party. Christmas wreath. And then I think this is just sort of the end of it, because you've got, you know, your fall images here, winter Christmas, spring summer. So he's dreaming of all his travels in his sketchbook. So yeah, some Christmas pages in there. And this was the bunny book. And I think we've got some Christmas images here. That looks to me like a Yule log there. And then this had some holly, so I was assuming maybe this is, you know, wrapping up or making Christmas presents. I probably should translate that, sorry. This to me again looked like some Christmas presents wrapped up there. You've got holly. This has got Dear Santa. This is, you know, a whole little Christmas house here. This looks like some Christmas toys. Different snow globes. Now, I mean, these don't, that definitely looks not Christmassy, but this one does. Christmas cookies on this page, or just little Christmas, maybe there's even 24 of them. I didn't count. Maybe that's an advent calendar. Looks like there's more than 24 though. Maybe. Maybe not. Christmas tree with all the bunnies. And then like a little Christmas market. So lots of Christmas pages in this book. Oh, that's Easter. And then there's a craft here at the end. It looks to me like you're gluing these onto a larger piece of card and then making like a hole at the top somewhere. Sorry, I should have translated that. But yeah, I mean, you could just color these too, or you could color them and then cut them out, put them on heavier card, put a hole in some string at the top and make ornaments. So that's the bunny book. I didn't show the ISBNs for these, just because I thought probably that's the Ururi mouse. Oh, sorry. And then this is the bunny book. I didn't show you for the Erie books, so I figured most people could probably find those, but if not, just let me know in the comments below and I can try and find them for you. I've got 2 Kanoko Igusa books, but these are the original Japanese version. I know they've been re-released as English versions, but I don't have those. I just have the original. So, beautiful double page spread there. Christmas tree and reindeer. Those like corgis, maybe? But yeah, candles and the just wintry, that just looks wintry to me. It's like amaryllis flowers down there. So that's in that one. And this was Rhapsody in the Forest, the Japanese version. The Japanese versions also don't have any colored pictures at the front. I know that, I think the English ones do. So this is Minuet de Bonheur. And there's a really sweet wreath with the little mice. It's got mistletoe, snowflakes, holly. And then there's a Christmas scene there with a tree. Bunnies. Yeah. And then this is Ken Matsuda's coloring book. Not so much Christmas in here, but I did think, well, wintry, I think. You've got, I'm not sure what kind of birds these are, but you've definitely got snowflakes. You've got some holly, right? So I think that, I thought that was a really cool winter image. I tried to put these in order of sort of country. You notice we started with kind of, well, not the well, there was some American, there was some Creative Haven, and there was some R.J. Hampson, who is Australian. This is for the books where there's just pages. For the Christmas and winter books, I don't know if I had those in order or not. Now we've been going through Asian books, just showing images from here. And we're almost done those, and then I'll go on to UK, and then German, I think I finish with, maybe? We'll see. This is Fantasy Season. I'm sorry, I don't know the author to this one, but I can give you ISBN for this one. I didn't for the Kanoko Igusa books because, again, most people probably aren't buying those Japanese editions anymore, and the Ken Matsuda book has been around for a while. But this one maybe is less popular. It does go by months, though. At the very bottom left-hand corner, you'll see January, and then that'll continue for a couple pages, and then you'll have February, and it goes through months. So this is January, cute double page spread there. Just wintry, neat. Maybe some ice fishing. People do that a lot around here. This could be an igloo. Some cocoa in there. This looks to me like it's kind of winter going into spring, because you've still got, you know, your scarves and stuff, but you've got open water here. The duck has a little toque on. Toque, that's a Canadian word. For you Canadians, you probably didn't even blink an eye at that. The rest of you were probably thinking, what did she just say? T-O-Q-U-E, or sometimes T-O-C-Q-U-E. It's French word, and that's what we call knitted winter hats. Sometimes they have like a little pom-pom on top, sometimes they don't, but that's what you would call them in Canada. So the bear and this bear and the duck are all wearing toques. So you've learned a Canadian word today. But to me this is January still, and then this is February. So now we're into spring. Now, I don't know, there still could be some snow on those trees, maybe, so it's kind of, you know, melting. And then because we're going by months, then I just flipped to December, which of course now we've got Christmas. More toques. Santa. And then we've got sort of a Christmas. Sorry, I was kind of cutting off the side here. Got little mice and the Christmas tree. It's just really, and it's got that really nice Japanese paper. And then this is the end. Oh, I got another page marked here. I don't remember why. Oh, because at the very end there's like card, and it's yeah, it looks like you can cut these out and either make little postcards or tags, but you've got some sort of Christmassy thing there. No, well, you've got toques on ducks, so yeah, just a little bit there at the end. For those of you non-Canadians, you probably think I'm making that word up, but I am not. This is the Forest Girl coloring book, and so this is the premium edition, so it's the hardcover edition. I have not colored in these books. I'm too scared. But of course you've got the beautiful images by April on the left-hand side, and then an image to color here. This was called The Tree's Years. Could be spring, I suppose. You have got a hint of green in the back, but to me it did look very wintry. This was very wintry, Into the Winter Woods. It's beautiful, beautiful images. Making my New Year's wish. Cleaning out the attic. This, I mean, I don't know. This just felt cozy to me, right? It looked very cozy and wintry, so that's why I chose that one. Here again, fell asleep under winter's sun. Not necessarily well, it's got, looks wintry out in the window behind. Blankets, and she was coloring, so just looked very cozy to me. This one as well, Friends. It wouldn't have to be wintry, but it just felt wintry to me. Got some candles here. She's sitting on like a sheepskin rug. Looks like it could be wintry outside the window. During a fevered night, help me sleep. Here in Canada, winter pretty much means being sick. Not necessarily, but this is when our cold and flu season is, so I don't know. Felt wintry to me too. Winter Story number 3, A Late Night Visit. There's a snowman. Welcome Christmas. Oh, to be able to color like that. You know, I watch Karen, Zucchini Kitty, color some of these pictures, and she's just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Every day is Christmas Day. So we've got a Christmas tree, but different, you know, it's pink, which my Christmas tree tends to be very traditionally colored, but, you know, you could color this at a different time of year. It's still Christmas, or you could just color it if you prefer a different color of Christmas tree. You wouldn't even have to copy this, right? You can do whatever you like over here. So there was Images in April's book. And then I have two books. They're Korean, and I think the series is a Green Ivy series. Now, this is one that maybe more people are familiar with. And I'm sorry, I don't have a translation here, but I will show you the ISBN there. These both came from Etsy, I think. And usually my Etsy purchases for Japanese or Korean coloring books are Pomodoro 24, 42, Chill and Sarah, right? They all have these kinds of books. But this one was kind of a seasons book. Look at the end page. I mean, I love it just for that. These are similar to the April book in that you've got a colored image on the left, and then you can, on the right, copy that colored image, or you can do what you like. So part 4 is winter. These are slightly different in that they have colored line work. So if, for example, the curtains were supposed to be kind of a bluey green, you'll see a little bit of bluey green line work in some of the shading, which I thought was neat. There's another one. They're just beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful, beautiful images in this book. I don't know if you can see, the fish is orange, so there's some orange line work there. Just making some cookies. So this is all just winter. Now, some of these images might be, you know, to me, I wouldn't, I mean, it's the red flowers, but, you know, maybe in Japan or Korea, that's more of a winter image. Same thing there. I don't know that I would consider that winter. That's, you know, to me, there you've got winter. You've got a magpie out the window. There's a magpie. I've got bird feeders in front of me here, and a magpie comes and takes peanuts. Some cherry blossoms. To me, that would be more spring, but I won't flip the book just because we're already over an hour and we still have a lot to go. But you can see ice skating there. So knitting with mom or grandma. Some reindeer. More reindeer. That looks very Christmassy. She's got poinsettias on her cape. And I don't know if you can see the background here. It looks like it has a texture, but it doesn't. But it's colored so that it matches the pale kind of linen background look here. But for the snowman, they actually left that color off so that you didn't have to fight to get a white snowman over top of the linen colored background. Did it for her face too. So I thought that was neat. Yeah, anywhere there was supposed to be white, they left the coloring off. You can see the line work on the pine here is green. And then there's supplement here at the end, and there was some paper dolls with some Christmas clothes and things to go with them. You've got either cut out the colored version if you want, or you can color your own, cut them out. If you cut out the colored version, you'd lose that. But. So there's that one, part of the Green Ivy series. And then there's this one. This is newer, I think. It's called Nostalgia. This is a huge book, and it's hardcover. And there's the ISBN. I showed this on my fall and Halloween pages as well, this book, just because I'd marked the fall and Halloween book images. But this is the same idea. You've got the colored image on the left, image to copy on the right with colored line work. So the blanket she's knitting is red, the line work on the blanket is red. And it's various shades. It's not just that, like the chair is kind of a browny red. Yeah, if things are colored, his jammies have just a hint of green because he's got green jammies over here. So I thought that one looked S-He. And I think that's the same illustrator. Yep. As this book as well. So I thought that one looked wintry. It's definitely Christmas. That's Christmas. Zucchini Kitty Karen just got a copy of this book, and she was doing a color along, or a coloring in there she started, and she was using watercolor paints. And she's so amazing. She inspires me. I'm terrified to color in these books because I'm so afraid to mess it up. But maybe I just need to just try. That's a neat one with the trees. It's very stark to me, you know, snow, deer. Winter here is stark. I mean, it's cold, there's snow. But I don't know, to me there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in the cleanness of the snow. Often once, it did snow here and it melted a little, so now it's kind of muddy. But when we get further into the winter, it's not going to melt. You know, when the snow snows, it snows and stays. So then it's white, right? And then you've got the green pine trees. We have lots of birches and poplars, so you've got the white bark. And it's just, yeah, there's a stark beauty to it that I really love. So there she is in front of wood stove. Thought that was very wintry. This one, maybe not feeling well. She's got her tea, blanket. Cat has a stethoscope. And then at the end, sort of the supplement, they've got some cards, I guess you could cut them out as. So Cat either looks to me like unraveling her sweater. A little bear with a sweater. I don't know, sweaters to me and mittens say winter. Yeah. So there's that book. Beautiful book. And this is the last Asian book that I have. So this is Fantasy Town, I think it's called. Coloring with K calls this Townscapes, the Townscapes book. And I didn't... You've got this image here, which, I mean, I could show you, I don't have it colored. But I thought maybe could be a winter image. It looks to me like in the picture, you've got snow on the roofs of some of these buildings. You know, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well. We can zoom in a little bit here. But, I mean, you've got florals, but they're red and white. And, I don't know, it looks to me like it's snowing. So I just thought that could be kind of a fun, different winter image. And maybe one, you know, you might not have thought in this book there would be a winter, or not really Christmas, but, well, it could be an image in this book. I can give you the ISBN on this book. Did I give you the ISBN for the nostalgia book? I think I did. And that is all for the Asian books. So now I've got UK. And this is Joanna Basford's 2023 weekly coloring planner. I don't have the 2024 yet. But of course, every year she's going to have a planner, I think. And then December, she's going to have Christmas images, right? And they're taken from her books. Sometimes they're kind of cropped and trimmed down. So that would be there. And then I've got Layla Dooley's The Flower Year. She is a UK illustrator. And she goes through month by month. So January, she does have hellebores, anemones, winter aconite. Again, she talks about in January, the crocus, while the days are dark, unfolds its saffron sheen. Not where I live. We get crocuses in maybe April. So it doesn't, you know, maybe not so much where I am, but it does have this lovely ribbon bookmark. So here she's got December. That's not what December looks like where I am, but that's okay. And then she's just got plants, holly, larch. We do have larch, although we call them tamarack. I think that's the same as a larch. Cypress. So, just very beautiful winter images. Sorry, not exactly centered there. Mistletoe. And then she's got an index at the back of all the different plants in the book. So yeah, if you go to December, you can find some in there. This is a color by number book, which, again, I know it's not for everybody. And it has the answers at the beginning here. It's more of one of these puzzle books. But I did think that there was a beautiful Christmas image there, which looks to me like it's a robin. And, you know, just kind of a Christmas, if you can see that. Right there. So that's one of the images in this book. And the images are, they're colored by number, but they're very, I did start that one. They're a little more complicated. Oh, I'm still zoomed in. And I think that's, oh no, there was one back here too. Now I've lost which one. Which one did I think was Christmas? Oh my goodness, Connie. Oh, wintry. You guys probably saw it before I did. This one here with the snow. Thought that one was neat. This one could be wintry too. Those look like rose hips to me. I don't know what kind of bird that is though. Yeah. Just a different neat kind of book. It's got 28 colors in the color palette. I say UK because I bought this from the book depository, but maybe it's not UK, right? That's color. Sirius is the publisher. Arpad Olby and Sarah Storino. Maybe it's US. I could be wrong. It does say it's published by Sirius Publishing in London, though. So, yeah. There's that one. Birds and Butterflies. Oh, I can give you the ISBN off that one, if anyone would like. There's that. I do have a few of Linda Ravenscroft's books, and you have to buy these directly from her website. So, I mean, I could give you... No, I can't. But there's her website. Oh, yeah, there's the ISBN there. So there is... Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. There we go. So it's lindaravenscroft.com or themysticgarden.co.uk. And then you order directly from her. The paper in these is incredible. It's like heavy card. I'm not sure she says here. It's got to be at least 300 GSM. Like, it's thick. Yeah, 300 GSM paper. I thought this one is a winter leaf fairy, and it's spiral bound, so it lies flat. The card isn't super white. It's an ivory, but beautiful images. So we've got the winter leaf fairy there. And then Little Fawn. I think this one could... And I think I've seen Zucchini Kitty color this one, and she did it fallish. But I thought it could be winterish too. So that's two images out of... And this is Fairy and Fantasy Art Book 2. She's got a number of different books, but this is Book 2. This is another one by Flora Waycott. And so we looked at the Winter Wonderland book. This is Nature, a seasonal coloring book. RSPB, so the Royal Society for Protection of Birds. So I'm assuming maybe some proceeds from this one would go towards that. And this has basically all the seasons in it. So if we go back here, we've got winter. And oddly, they don't seem to be... Like here we've got winter. I guess that could be winter too. Thistles. But then that didn't seem winter to me. So they weren't exactly in order. And then, you know, we've got snails. So skip ahead. This one was winter. Got the little birds in the mistletoe. Some holly. And then this could be fallish, but I guess it could be winterish too. Rose hips. And the very last page, you've got a swan, but with snowflakes around it. So yeah, just some winter pages out of that one. I can give you an ISBN for that. There you go. Kirby Roseanne, who is not UK, I don't think. Maybe he is. I don't honestly know. Royalty from the sale of this book will be donated to the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation. For those of you who know, I apologize. Well, it's first published in Great Britain, so I'm just going to assume Kirby Roseanne is British. I thought this one was wintry. We've got like a snow leopard. You've got snow in the mountains there. Here you've got, is that a snow leopard? Maybe. I think this is a snow leopard. And then you've got, I think that's a red panda. So some winter images there. Definite snow going on. And then Kaleidomorphia. I don't have all Kirby's books, so just the ones that I had. I thought this page to me looked very wintry. Double page spread. You've got snowflakes and little sleds, candy canes and penguins and all kinds of things going on there. I thought this one looked very wintry. You've got, looks like Yeti, Sasquatch, Abominable Snowman. You've got snowflakes, snow on the trees, kind of a winter fairy maybe there, snow in the castle. So I thought that looked very wintry. And I think that's it for UK. So, German, of course, we already looked at Rita Berman's Winter Walk, but this is her On the Land book. And in here, you've got some lovely winter images. So this is a beetle, but I mean, I think, you know, this to me says winter. And these as well. These as well. Not so much, but I mean, this just looks crystally to me, right? And you've got the bear, the bare trees. So I think there's some winter images in that one. I think we've got winter images in, or at least one anyway, Meine Reise durch Europa. This is, pretty sure this is Scandinavian. I think this is where she sort of starts. Yeah, so she's got Scandinavia here. So to me, this looked almost kind of autumnal, maybe. And then you flip the page, and this could still be autumnal. Maybe some snow in the trees there. But looks like, you know, animals are going to hibernate. But this, to me, you know, you've got the moose here with candles on the antlers, and that looked very winterish to me. I do not have her Asian book or her Africa book. I do have them on order, so there might have been images in there as well, but I don't have those. I think that was it. Of course, she has her compilation book for the seasons, and at the back here is where the winter ones start. And I always love that she has a bridge picture, right? Even in the separate books for the seasons. She's got this picture here where here we've got fall, and this is sort of fall but sort of winter, right? With the snowflakes. I love that. And then she goes into the winter pictures here. Just a selection of the ones from her other book. Sorry, I'm flipping really quickly because you guys have seen this, but yeah. And then I think, is that the last one? Nope. She's got the castle, snowflakes, skating. So definitely some Christmas images here. I thought she had Christmas images. Yeah, there she's got a advent calendar. And then Christmas lights. This is sort of, you know, I would say Valentine's Day, so now we're going into spring. So if you don't have any of her seasons books, that compilation book is great. And of course, this is her fall book. Oops. But at the very end of it, it does have that crossover page, same as we saw in the other book. And then it has sort of the start of winter. So she finishes off her books nicely, leading into the next season. So this isn't German, but this is Marjolein Basten, who is from the Netherlands. And this is her Posh coloring book. I think I've shown this before. Look at that cover. Oh my goodness. I love her artwork. And in this book, you've got the colored image, one of her original artworks on the left, and then a line work version on the right that you can either copy or, you know, do your own thing. But, I mean, that's just... Now, these are going to be tricky because not all of the line work is transferred over. And I don't know if you can see that. Like, on the roof of this birdhouse, there's holly leaves and some berries, and none of that is in here. It's just blank. So I think you have to have a little bit of artistic ability to pull this off, which is kind of why I've only ever started a little tiny bit on one picture in here. Did I show you guys? I think I did. I don't even know where it is now. Right there. That's it. That's all I've started. Because I'm scared. I'm scared. So I tried to do the flat. I think I did okay. But it took me forever. And I think I was using polychromos. This is smooth paper. It's not very thick paper. But yeah, so there's a Christmas image for sure. There's more of a winter image. To me, anyway. You've got the bird feeders. And I just put out my bird feeders the other day. I can't put them out too early here, or the bears will come and rip them all down. So there's that. Yeah, I have to wait for the bears to go into hibernation, and then I can put my bird feeders up. So to me, bird feeder, that's a wintertime thing. I can't feed them in the summer, spring, summer, or fall, because the birds will just rip them all, or the bears will rip all the feeders down and just wreck everything. I love this one. The little mouse in the snow. Yeah. That's definitely Christmas. You've got the amaryllis and then the holly. Again, this just says winter to me. You know, you've got the bird feeder. That's a woodpecker, right? Downy woodpecker. Now, this is not going to be Canadian birds, so those look like finches. Downy woodpecker, maybe? This looked very wintry to me. I think those are anemones. And then just some berries. Just the red and the white and the green. And that one, very, not Christmassy, but very wintry with the snow. Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful images. I mean, you know what? I think this book is worth it just to look at her artwork. And I can give you it was $12.99 in the US, $14.99 in Canada. Now that's when I bought it. It's probably more now. But even just to look at her artwork, I don't know, I think this book is worth it. There's no duplicates. This is all different images. So if anyone would like a full flip through this book, just let me know. German. This is mein Jahr. So this is my year. It's basically like a diary. And because of that, it goes, month by month. And so we've got seasonal pictures. This is January. So winter. Snow and birdseed and snowflakes. February, we still got a little bit of winter here. We've got some ice skates. And then Valentine's Day. And then on to other things. It's a perpetual calendar, though. So you notice it just has Monday through Sunday. But this isn't for a particular year. You could use this for any year. I think the illustrator is Ursula Schwab again. Yep. So if we skip to the back, then we've got December, and we've got sort of Christmassy themed pictures here. Frohe Nachten. That was probably really terrible. I believe that means Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. And then at the end, December going into January, you have your New Year's. Yeah. And this is hardcover. It's got a lovely little ribbon bookmark. This is, again, the Colorful World, the top publisher. So that's a neat little book. This is French. This is Coloria. So this is Wonderful Little World Volume 2. Petit Monde Merveilleux Volume 2. My French probably isn't that great either. But at least being in Canada, I had to study French in school. So here we've got a winter image. Little mice in their house. Christmas? Well, yes. Sort of got little decorations there. Sorry, I hope this is all on screen. I guess I'm cutting off the bottom a little bit, but it's a really tall book. I won't flip, just because we've still got more to go through. There's to me, a wintertime kind of scene. You've got snow out the window, tea, blankets. There's Christmas. And you guys have probably seen flips of this book already. Snowman. Christmas. He's got holly on his hat. There's some critters ice skating. There's Christmas again. Some penguins building it looks like an ice fort or a snow fort. So yeah, just some really sweet seasonal images in that one. I can give you the ISBN for that one if you like. There you go. Did I give you the ISBN for the Mighty R? I don't think I did. So this is this one. Here's that one. And this is, so that was French, but this is back to German now. Homes, Sweet Homes, Jen Katz. This is one of the books I got off her Etsy store. And she does have some really sweet, whimsical Christmas, or yeah, sort of Christmas winter images in here. We got a Christmas wreath there, snow on the ground. I think this is Christmassy. Looks like it's a flying, I don't know what it is, a sleigh, but it's got a candy cane and presents. Maybe those are elves. Definitely wintry, Christmassy. There's snowflakes in there. Again, my apologies for not turning the book, but we're already at an hour and a half, so this is Christmassy as well, right? Holly, presents. This is bunnies. They've put carrots on their Christmas tree, because if I was a bunny, that's probably what I'd do too. So yeah, that's Jen Katz, Home Sweet Homes. I can't give you an ISBN because there isn't one, but I will try and remember to link her Etsy store down below in case you want to purchase that one. This is another German book, Colorful World, Top, Small World Coloring. This is a recent purchase for me. Coloring with Kay had shown this one, and it's right up my alley. Tiny, tiny little details. I love the tiny details. So there is a German, you know what, I should have translated that, but I didn't. But I mean, it definitely to me looks wintry, Christmassy. You've got sled dogs here. That looks like animals enjoying. There's birds, seed, birds shoveling snow. There's a snowman. So to me, that definitely looks like a winter scene. We've got a horse-drawn sleigh there. This is another winter scene where we've got ice skating. bratwurst. Yeah, a couple of wintry pictures there. This is a small world coloring. I can give you the ISBN for this one. If you like tiny details, this is a tiny detailed book. This is French again, so this is Diane Dufour, I think. Yep. And this was, I think, one of the first ones she came out with. She's got a couple now, but this was Furballs. And so in this one, it's got a whole section where it starts with this reindeer that looks very wintry, Christmassy with some sleigh bells. And then it goes to there where this lamb is. So the whole section of Christmassy, wintry, right? Some of them are, you know, that wouldn't have to be wintry, but to me it's cozy, right? And obviously to her too. So it's Furballs, so of course there's lots of animals. Bunny's having tea, all that kind of stuff. So that's this one. I can give you the ISBN there, but I think probably most people know about this one. And then I have two Maria Troll books. I've got, or pardon me, that's Anna Carlson. Just the one Maria Troll book that I have that has what I thought were kind of winter Christmas pages in it. I don't have all her books. I do have the new Est book coming though. Starfall, I think it's called, or Falling Star. So we'll have to see if that has winter images in it. But kind of starting here, you've got the mice wearing little scarves gathering, looks like rose hips to me. I mean, that's obviously Halloween, but to me that looks like winter. Ice skating. You've got a deer. You've got, oops, sorry, that was my printer. Candle in the jar with some snowflakes. Yeah, it's still got snowflakes. I was going to say it wouldn't have to be winter, but some pretty Christmas ones here. The cat with a Christmas bauble. Kind of a wintry Christmas wreath. So I would think those are some Maria. And I never know if it's Troll or Trolle. I would think Troll, if I had to guess, because she's Swedish, right? So it's sort of like you pronounce the E, but sort of not. But I could be wrong on that. Seasons, Hannah Carlson. Of course, because it's seasons, she's got a section in here on winter. So I think it starts with this Fallen Stars page, where it's got, you know, sort of icicles and snowflakes. And then just some beautiful kind of crystal, you know, cold, just squirrel, pine tree with some lamps, a little bit of snow in the air, reindeer, right? Just very wintry. Wouldn't have to be wintry, I guess, these ones, but I don't know. They strike me as wintry. There's Christmas mice. That to me still feels wintry. Snowflakes. Yeah, to me, wheat. Maybe it's my Scandinavian heritage, but the wheat with like a red ribbon, I don't know, that feels very wintry to me. Christmassy. My father emigrated to Canada from Germany when he was 16. And my mom's family came to Canada from Sweden further, like I would say late 1800s. So yeah, that's my background. Half Swedish, half German. So it still feels wintry to me. Candy canes. Canes still wintry. Lanterns, candles, it all feels wintry to me. And then that one. So her Seasons book, definitely some winter and Christmas images in there. Clara Markova. This is the only Clara Markova book I have, but Fairy Celebrations. I'm a very seasonal colorist, so you know, if I just have one book from an illustrator, it's probably a seasonal book that they made. But we've definitely got Christmas images here. Oh, sorry, not quite on screen. More Christmas. Maybe they're caroling. Ice skating there. Some gingerbread men. Mistletoe at the bottom. Hot cocoa, it looks like, with some cinnamon sticks in it. Yeah, just Christmas to me, right? Snow. Yule logs there. And on the left-hand side here, you've got more images that, you know, are definitely, they're colorable. I think they're the same on each page, aren't they? Oh no, they're different. But candy cane, cookies, Christmas cookies. And then these ones here. And wasn't sure. Yeah, I guess this is still Christmas because you've got, I think it's the elves in the toy shop, right? You still got holly and stuff up here. Christmas cookies. Christmas pudding there. They're painting Christmas cookies, so I think that's still Christmas. And I mean, based on, you know, what's over here. And then that's it. Getting to the end, folks. Getting to the end. I've got this. This is Petra, and I think it's Gashedova. But please forgive me if I'm wrong on that, Petra. You can order her books from her website. Does it give it here? Don't think it does. She is in Czechoslovakia. You can contact her through messaging on Instagram, and she's really quick to get back to you. But she does, and it may be on her Instagram site, and I'll try and remember to link it below, but she does have a website where you can order her books. And she also has a box of cards to color and a box of watercolor. So it's her images, but on watercolor paper, and you can order that as well. But I thought that was a really cute Christmas image. You've got the dog with, you know, citrus fruits. You've got some holly, some Christmas decorations there. I think that was the only one I could find in her books. But some of her images she'll have a colored version that you can copy if you want. You don't have to, but they're just gorgeous to look at. Look at that. She didn't have one for any winter or Christmas images, but, and they don't all. See, those didn't. And then that one did. And all of her books are kind of set up like that. I think she has 3 so far. This is the first or the second. Again, I'll try and remember to link it below because there's no ISBN I can show you. And then we just have 4 more. So Melpomene Chatpanagiotou is Greek. I think she's a Greek illustrator. And in Nature Mandalas, of course, she's got the penguins and the walrus, so that's very wintry. Well, it's snow. See, to me, snow and ice mean winter. Not to everybody, but to me they do. And then we've got another one. We've got penguins, polar bears, snowflakes. So this is her Nature Mandalas, and this is the UK version, so if it looks different to you folks in the US, that's why. Her Circle of Life. Excuse me. I thought that one was obviously very wintry. It's a snowflake. Looks like the Arctic there. And then Enchanted Earth, there was a number of them. This front title page, to me, looked very, well, maybe. It does have some snowflakes around it, and these look like icicles in here. So I don't know. But, I mean, I guess the anchor isn't, but it could be. You have a puffin here, right? Some igloos, narwhal, ice crystals, so that's very wintry. This is all 4 seasons. So, you know, spring, summer, fall, winter. But here's a little winter image you can color there. This is the cover image, or the one that I showed you at the beginning. But again, not sure about the anchor, but I don't know, it just feels very wintry to me, right? You've got all these snowflakes, you've got compass penguins. This one, I mean, it's a leaf, right? It's a maple leaf, but I don't know, you've got some snowflakes in the background. I guess you've still got water lilies out here. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's sort of going towards winter, like fall going towards winter, maybe? I'm not sure. And the last book. Oh my goodness, it's an hour and 40 minutes long. Might even be longer after I'm done editing. This is Dramenwanger, Tomislav Tomic. And I thought that this image was very, right? It's kind of the Ice Queen with the polar bear. So that was a lovely wintry image. All right, so this is a little different. This is not recorded on my camera. This is actually screen recording. But I wanted to include in my video where I look at my Christmas and winter books and pages some of the PDFs that I have. I'm not going to go through all of these because it would take a long time. But I keep them organized in folders on my computer just so it's easier to find. You know, I've got a Christmas folder here. I've got a winter folder. And you see lots of them labeled samples from. So samples from Creative Haven, an old-fashioned, I think it says an old-fashioned Christmas. Samples from Creative Haven Celtic Christmas. You can get samples from the Creative Haven books by signing up to their newsletter. And I will try and remember to put a link in the description box below for how you do that. They're free samples. You get an email newsletter sent out once a week, I think. And I think there's 2 different newsletters you can get. There's one for just coloring books, and then there's one for books, which usually includes a few coloring books as well. And they send it out every week, and there's a link there to get your free pages. Now, you would need to have a printer to be able to print the pages out, but it's a really great way to get, to take a look at any Creative Haven book you might want, color a few pages, see if you want to buy the whole book. You usually get, so this is Christmas Charm, Teresa Goodwitch. You usually get 6 images, and they are full-page images. I think they're JPEGs. Yep. So then you could print, you know, any of these out. The line work is great. There's no watermark or, you know, like Creative Haven, you know, as a watermark across the image. So they're totally colorable images. And yeah, you often get 4, 5, 6, usually 6 images from each sample that they give. I also recently discovered, and I don't know whether Creative Haven meant for this to happen or not, but if you go on to their Amazon link for the coloring book, and then you know how below on the left-hand side there's sort of a picture of the book, and then often there'll be other images to look at? Not with the one where you hover over and you can look. There'll be little thumbnails of images below the main image. If you click on those, you can download some of them. So, for example, this Christmas Gnomes one by Teresa Goodbridge, like the most recent one, there was 6 free pages through the Dover Creative Haven newsletter, but then there were so many other, well, not so many, but a couple other free pages through Amazon. I just right-clicked on the image and downloaded it. There were some colored images there as well, so I could... Yeah, I think the ones with the border, no, I guess they all do have a border. But you could see I got some colored images there. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. We've got, yeah, just a bunch Cozy Christmas, Creative Christmas. The one, the Christmas folder here, there are a few of those Matchstick Mouse Christmas pages from last year, right? There was, Morgan O'Brien had a few freebies that he distributed through different coloring YouTube channels. And then I've got just some ones that I've purchased. There were some freebies that I found by Kanoko Agusa, actually. They were PDFs, and I'll try and remember to put that link in the description box as well. But yeah, I mean, that's nice to have Kanoko Agusa freebies. And these were a few Christmas ones. There was a few fall ones. I have a bunch here that I've purchased from Jennifer and Steve Stay over at Coloring Bliss. I've got an Inky Advent calendar from Joanna Basford. This was a couple years ago she put this out. I will try and remember to link that down below. So this is the first 12 images, and they're all kind of mixed up. And you can see there's like a little 12 right there. There's a 10 up in the... So there's a 1, so these candles are a 1, so you don't just go in order. Kind of goes all over the place. And then there is... so Inky Advent 2 is the rest of them. Yeah. So just lots of different, you know, PDFs and printables, and there's another Kanoko Agusa one. And those were free. The Joanna Basford ones were free. Those Morgan O'Brien ones were free last year. I don't know if you can still go to those folks. I don't know where you would find them all gathered together. That would be a tough one. But yeah, all these samples from Creative Haven, they're all free as well. So I just thought I would point that out, that, you know, in addition to having different books where, you know, which I, you know, will also show in this video, you don't need to purchase. You can get a lot of these things for free. All right. On to the books, but we may have already looked at the books. I'm not sure where I'll put this in the video, but I just wanted to include this as well. And that, I think, although I do have 1 or 2 coming in the mail. I might have to add them in later. We'll see. I think, though, that is it, folks. Thank you so much for sticking with. Even if you had to watch it in installments, that's okay. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone found maybe some inspiration for some winter or Christmas coloring in the pages and books I had to show you. And I hope everyone is enjoying their coloring. Until next time, bye-bye.